It's easy to mistake Bernie Sanders for someone with big ideas and very little to back them up.
Now, in theory, there's a lot to like about some of his ideas, but in theory, is it enough?
A Democratic socialist from Vermont, Sanders is not your normal politician, but that doesn't mean he's unrealistic. First elected as mayor of Burlington, Vermont in 1981, Bernie Sanders has been in government for more than 30 years. And in all that time, he seems to have mastered the levers of politics in his state.
If you spend any time walking around Burlington, you'll quickly hear of some of the challenges to the status quo that Bernie put forward.
Chris Pearson was Bernie's personal driver and assistant in the late 90s. Now a state congressman in Vermont, Pearson says that it can be easy to underestimate Sanders.
I sometimes say I got a master's in Vermont politics. Being in the car with Bernie was an incredible experience for a young guy.
Mayor Sanders faced the kinds of wonky technocratic challenges that might not inspire his legion of supporters today. Like any good mayor, he built parks, including one on the waterfront. And befitting Burlington's crunchy spirit, he encouraged the growth of a local food co-op called Onion River. The co-op continued to grow after Sanders left office, eventually becoming the largest supermarket in the city.
We do a really great job running a grocery store. We're really good at that. It's really a front for giving stuff back to the community.
One of his biggest challenges was a statewide real estate reappraisal that led to increased property taxes for many Vermonters.
This is, to me, the most important issue that I have had to deal with.
Drawing on his belief that housing for low-income people should be protected, Mayor Sanders helped launch a community housing trust that permanently changed the landscape of Burlington.
Some things you can only do locally. Go and convince our local banks that it would be safe to create these new instruments and loan on, which we succeeded. It took time.
The trust helped low-income residents secure cheap loans and allowed them to continue living within the city.
One thing about Mayor Sanders was he was also very practical. His job in City Hall was to go from vision and support of people to making things work.
This is the corner of...
Today, the trust houses thousands of residents in almost 400 buildings throughout the region, including one directly across from City Hall.
Because it was different, and Bernie had been elected, he was an outsider then, there was a lot of opposition and fear of every new idea.
The trust is the kind of program that fits both halves of Bernie's governing philosophy, the Democratic part and the socialist part. Of course, the results he achieved as the mayor were brought about in a small city in what may be the most liberal state in the nation. And none of those successes are on the same level as the big systemic changes Sanders would like to see for Wall Street or in healthcare.
Hey NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and then click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.